I am very proud of who I am. I'm not very proud of how the Queen came toppling down the way it did.
It's been over 24 hours since the statues of Queens Victoria and Elizabeth were pulled down here on the Manitoba Legislature grounds, ending what was a powerful day of movement with actions not many condone.
People are going to remember the statue coming down, but that's not the whole of everything.
Residential school survivor Belinda Vandenbroek says no one involved with either march that took place in Winnipeg to bring awareness to the atrocities at former residential schools knew that the statues were going to be torn down. She says those who did it were not involved with their movement. Although she does not approve of how they came down, she says being a survivor, it did feel like a chapter closed for her that day.
It was a powerful sight for me. I will never deny that. It was an emotional time for me. I was crying as I was watching that. She was the beginning of the colonization of our country.
She says she would have liked to have seen the statue removed peacefully, but doesn't see a reality where that request is taken seriously. Her heart aches for those who tore it down.
They're still suffering the effects of all of that. And one statue is going to turn people against us as Indigenous people? What a sad world.
This sentiment echoed by Pemmicanmac Cree Nation Chief David Moonius. The statement reads in part, "Violence and destruction is not the Indigenous way, never was. I will not condemn the people as they are hurt mentally and emotionally because the truth that came out is hurtful and damaging and people experience post-traumatic stress disorder." Premier Pallister called the destruction of the statues unacceptable and a major setback, saying in part, all leaders in Manitoba must strongly condemn acts of violence and vandalism, and at the same time we must come together to meaningfully advance reconciliation. Winnipeg's chief of police says they only arrested one person on the legislature grounds Thursday in relation to a private vehicle being damaged, charging them with mischief and assaulting a police officer. He says to not escalate the crowd, police didn't get involved during the damage to the statues. Social media video shows that police were still the target of some vandalism after their arrest.
Some of our members were assaulted and spit on. Several of our police cars sustained damage after being struck by objects, including rocks and paint. This was a delicate situation to balance.
Members of the First Nation Indigenous warriors can be seen on video throwing objects at police. Co-founder Joseph Monroe says there was never a plan to vandalize. He says a few members, along with some people not affiliated with his group, got out of hand and swept up in the moment, and they will be taking action against them.
We are trying to build a positive relationship with our police force, and this has taken a step back. But I believe our emotions run high.
Police also say they are investigating the vandalism and will be using the legislature's array of cameras to review what transpired. In Winnipeg, Mike Albanese, City News.